Hello and welcome to Friday Night with TCF, presented by The Loop Sports, back to the original name. I am Zach Lee. You can follow me at TCF. You can follow the main page, Typical Chicago Fans, at typical_Chicago. You can follow The Loop Sports at The Loop_Sports. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at just Typical Chicago Fans. And you can follow also The Loop Sports on both. Just type in The Loop Sports.
I'm Boomy. You can follow me at BoomyTCF on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Just go ahead to YouTube, type in Typical Chicago Fans. Make sure you subscribe there. We are also on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. We'll be talking about it a little bit later, but we are going to start our running giveaway here for all of our subscribers. So make sure you do it on Apple Podcasts, but you got to rate and review. And also, if you're not a conformist like myself and are on Android, you can go to the Google Play Store, download Spotify, and we are on there. So make sure you follow us on there as well.
And if you cannot see, we have our new shirts right behind us. We just actually got them in today.
Literally came in the mail 5 hours.
So we got 6 mediums, 6 larges, 6 extra larges, and 6 2Xs. We'll be selling those on the site. We'll be promoting them on the podcast, on the Facebook Live. And then we will be doing, like you said, a giveaway to, what were we thinking? Get a rate.
So you have to send us either a screenshot. That's probably what's going to be the best. That you either subscribe to us on YouTube, you subscribe to us on Apple Podcast, you have to subscribe, rate, and review there, or that you have followed us on Spotify. One of the three. So you have to do one of the three.
Yeah.
And you can either DM it to any of us individually. You can send it to the DMs to the main account. You can send it to the DMs, like I said, on Twitter. You can send it on Facebook, Instagram. It don't matter. Send us a screenshot that you subscribe at one of either, like I said, Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube, any of the three. And we'll be doing that raffle. We'll let you know when that's going to end.
And actually, our guy Joe Storr just joined. He was the one who designed it and got the shirts for us from work. So thank you to him.
Oh, and the shirts are $15 if you would like to purchase it. Just like I said,
DM us. If you're in the area, maybe we could hand deliver them.
Yeah,
Or
within a decent driving distance from either of us, we will deliver.
yes, and then we have little stickers, so we'll be giving you multiple stickers inside there because we're not going to lie. We thought maybe the stickers were going to be a little bit bigger. Didn't read the size on them, so they're kind of smaller, but they have our logo on it, so we'll be giving those out with maybe some business cards so you can hand out to your friends. But let's get into some sports talk. We got the Bulls. It's still a joke, but the Otto Porter, I think he had 32 points the other night. Oh, your mic. Okay.
Keep us posted, Joe.
All right, talk.
All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, everybody?
No, unplug your thing.
I thought you checked this.
How can I check that?
How about now? Check. Boomy's mic. Nothing.
No.
Oh, boy. This is rookie. And we have a new camera, as you can maybe tell. Our quality of our cameras, but not that anybody can hear us. What's wrong?
I don't know. Mike, check. And then you talk.
Hey.
No. Give me your mic.
Got a cord, too.
Oh, you're weird.
Yep. We'll be right back, folks. Let's just try the mic first. Or not.
Check.
We're back. Maybe. For now. How about now, Joe? Can you let us know?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we're all good. Back to the Bulls.
What are your thoughts on the Bulls?
Okay, so the Bulls are in a weird situation now, and we talked about this when they made the trade. So, yes, I love the trade. Otto Porter is a good pickup, but, we're winning games now, and that's not what we need to be doing.
Yeah.
And we talked about, the Bulls can't even win right. So Joe said I should just yell like that the whole time.
Yeah.
Wait, we're back on track now. It doesn't matter.
Oh, much better. So there we go. We're back on track. Yeah, the guard pack stuff still looming over the whole thing. So anything we do, anything positive, it's just going to be whacked down by him and Jim Boylan.
Exactly.
But yes, we won the trade because we got rid of 2 guys who didn't even want to be here. And we got Otto Porter, who I don't care how much money, the money situation over the last few weeks is getting really annoying.
You're going to have to spend that money somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be spent, by somebody. It's just how the NBA works. And like I said, it's a great trade, but at the end of the day, are we giving up on this number 1 pick? Because it pretty much seems like it's come to a consensus now that the Knicks are going to be the number 1 pick.
I'm at the point where we're going to be I don't think we can do any better than the 4th. And really, truthfully, between the 4th and the 1 worst teams is like a 2% difference.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying even if we get to the 4th, we still have a chance at getting the number 1 pick. It's not like as crazy as the worst teams' percentages used to be.
Right. I mean, I think one of our commenters, Adam, says I don't think I've ever seen a Bulls team this bad before. It's been legitimately since Tim Floyd coached them after the couple Jordan years since I've seen a Bulls team this bad.
I don't know if I can agree with that because I in this team there really is talent. And
this team before they got Otto Porter was the worst team I've ever seen.
Yeah, I guess. But even with that, it's just the coach is what I am the most worried about. Yeah. I am fine with where the Bulls are player-wise. It's the front office that's annoying me. I don't get the frustration really with the players on the court because they're
also like the least they have the least depth of any Bulls team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there is talent. I mean, you think of Zach LaVine and Lowry. I know Egoy's on here saying he's ready to give up on Chris Dunn. I'm not ready to give up on Chris Dunn yet. Wendell Carter. I mean, you have to still remember, I think Chris Dunn is maybe 22 years old.
Yeah, and I don't
stop.
What are we going to get? What else are we going to get? Who are some top point guards that are going to be available in the next few years?
Exactly.
So I'm also not worried about the money. I don't really care about the money. You can spend as much money as you want in the NBA.
Exactly.
There is no there's no hard cap really. You're going to have to pay luxury taxes, but guess what? You're owned by billionaires who can pay those.
Exactly.
So I don't care about Otto Porter's money, really.
Right.
I am just worried about what can happen. Even if we get Zion Williams, we still got Jim Boylan and Garner Packs.
Exactly.
I don't really – I get the what you think on paper, the stats-wise and their overall record, maybe they seem like the worst team. But I think if you really look into it, that there is some good talent on this team.
And I think that's the issue, though. I mean, and the problem is where do you go from here? And, yes, this is one of the worst because I think –
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying they're a good team at all.
No. But I agree that the talent's there, but there's also no depth. I mean, one of the first guys to come off the bench is – I've seen games where the first guy to come off the bench is Cristiano Felicio.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible. And, I still – even the guys that do come off right now. I mean, if Ryan Arcidiacono has started on your team, you're not a deep team at all.
No, but
I'm sorry, not to start to come off.
My thing is, we are actually doing a tank job that I think is good because we have a starting lineup that is decent, but backups that are not. And I think that's if you're trying to build up a team, that's what you need.
Right.
Is you need some players that you're going to be able to show the free agents and stuff that maybe they can be a part of the rebuild, but you also got players that are going to lose you a game. I really think that's what the Bulls have because their starting lineup, I think, could be an 8th seed if they had some decent 100%. Backups.
Absolutely. And I think, the comment about this being the worst Bulls team, I don't know how old or young Adam is, but there was times I remember the Bulls toting out Gennaro Pargo as a starting point guard, and Eddie Curry had way too long of a stint in Chicago. Like, there were some really bad teams. If you've been around, I'm only 28, but there's been some teams in those lean years after Jordan and before D Rose that we had just some absolute dog-ass teams, running out there. So it's bad, but it's also – I'm in such a conflicted spot right now. I don't know how you think about this. I was in favor of the tank. I think there's like 5 guys in this draft class that I think in the end will be all-stars. But it almost seems like the Bulls are trying to play their way out of it now.
Yeah.
Like, it's too late. Like, they're not going to make the playoffs.
No.
So I understand you want to get out from under those contracts, but Otto Porter is good enough, and he showed you the other night that he's good enough to win games. He had 39.
But I really don't think that they are going to get better than the 4th seed. And I get what he has the nights like that, But I also, like I said, there are nights that the bench is just going to lose them games. And but
Yeah,
if you're trying to rebuild, though, you like guys like Otto Porter. He's younger. He's going to be good free agency bait. Hopefully, he gets some guys, shows the guys that there's some up and coming talent.
Yeah, but you know that like those guys.
Well, who knows? Because our
the problem is the front office is going to run free agents.
Well, has already said that we are after no free agents. We know we're not going to get any high graded free agents.
Exactly.
So why would, as fans, would we even expect that? Because it's not going to happen.
Exactly. But like you're in basketball purgatory because right now after this move, and we were in basketball hell. You know, when the best we were praying for was losing games. We're now we're starting to add some talent, so they're going to tease us with these. Like they had 2 wins this week, I think. They're going to tease us with good, but we also know at the same time they're not good enough to make the playoffs.
No.
And if they continue winning, yes, Atlanta's a little bit of a ways away at the 5th worst spot, but you don't know if the Bulls go on a run and Atlanta hits a slump, it could become back down to a close race for that last spot. So it's such an in-between.
It's weird as a fan, you want to lose, but you also want the team to look good. Yeah. Like it's just
I'm telling you, and I'll still say this, like that Indiana game was the best game of the season.
Yeah, but
best game of the season.
But like you said, Otto Porter is going to win us games going forward. Yeah. But we're not going to go anywhere. They also
have him locked down for quite a few more years, so let's roll with it.
Yeah, but like you keep saying, every time you think about the positives, you always have to remember that guard packs are going to be there for a while.
Exactly.
Until somebody, I don't know what happens, and they're not going to get fired. So I don't know. Maybe they'll get caught doing cheating or something in the league.
Let's
maybe the league will have to suspend them.
Can the TCF boys find a way to make these guys tamper and
get kicked like Adam Silver's just like you got to go away for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Just send them to some random island.
Yeah,
exile. No, but this is a fun time of year though, and I don't know what your thoughts are now. I mean, I know that as kids, Zach, we loved I remember times when our families would be together watching, the All-Star game things going on, the skills competition and 3-point contest and the dunk contest. I remember when it was the rookies versus the sophomores, what are your thoughts on the All-Star game weekend now as a 20-something?
I'm pretty much out on the dunk contest and dunks. And I was listening to PMT this morning. They were saying ESPN has kind of ruined the dunk contest.
Yeah.
In the fact of, you see every single crazy dunk that always happens, and it's not
the internet too.
Yeah, the internet. There's no crazy amount of there's no crazy dunks you really haven't seen.
Yeah,
but then also with the All-Star game, competition is fun, but it's just you just can't get up for the game itself anymore.
Yeah,
because
I agree there.
There's gonna be no defense, and I guess if you're
Did you
betting,
see what the over was?
What
310?
That's crazy because, but it's not. It's probably not wrong.
No.
Vegas is always right.
I'll catch myself Sunday night, and I will bet the over no matter what it gets to.
Team Giannis, I mean, you got to bet Team LeBron. I mean, Giannis was not thinking when he was –
LeBron all the time.
Well, I understand that, but, I mean, Giannis, I don't know if he picked his buddies or what, but he didn't pick a good team.
No, he did
That's
not.
for sure.
Team LeBron's going to cover that spread.
I
don't know about you.
Oh, we got Matt.
Uh-oh, Matt. What do we do now?
He said fellas. He's joined the group.
I thought he was going to roast us.
Bulls will win 25-ish games from Ego. I hope not. I remember when they had the over-under 30-something, and I don't know if I bet on it, but I was going to because it sounded very yummy as a bet. But now you look back on it, and that's just not even close.
Right.
Vegas knew exactly what they were doing.
Exactly.
But, yeah, with the All-Star game, it's really lost its luster.
100%.
But I think it's at the United Center soon, isn't it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, but maybe that was just if it is at the United Center. Because if it goes to Chicago, then, it'll be more exciting. Maybe we'll go downtown or something like that. If it's in your city, I would say it's exciting because all the stars that are there. But watching it on TV just isn't very fun anymore.
Oh, I completely agree. Now, I'm curious. We have a new sponsor, Zach. And I'm really excited to find out if Monkey Knife Fight is going to do, I'm sure they will, some bets on the All-Star game.
If you go to Monkey Knife Fight and you type in the promo code LOOP, you will get your money. Was it money returned?
No, they will match your deposit.
I always get that wong.
Yep, they will match your deposit. It is exactly
up to $100. So if you put $100 in, you get $100 back. But you got to play with. That's what I always say. You got to play with the money. You don't just get to take the money.
You withdraw.
I'm not gonna lie. When I made my first account on my bookie or something like that, I thought because you got there's a promo code. I'm like, I'll just take this money. They're like, no, it sits here until you bet it, which is fine because you get $100 free of play, especially because All-Star Weekend is pretty much made for this kind of stuff. Who's gonna win? Just MVPs. Tonight. I have Lauri Markkanen winning the what is that called?
The Rising
Stars competition, which is going to be USA versus the world, and I have him plus 1,500 to win. So I think that's actually a good bet.
That is a solid
But that's
bet.
really where the weekend comes into play, is with the little side bets like that, the prop bets.
Yep.
Which is what the Super Bowl is all about. But I am very excited for this weekend.
Oh, me too.
And the fact of it's just fun to see all these guys together. I get it. I just said that it's not like it's lost its luster.
But you're still gonna watch.
But I'm still gonna watch it because guess what? There's nothing else to watch. We follow the Chalk TCF.
Yep.
Oh, the TCF. TLS. My bad.
Yep.
We
didn't take over.
We didn't take over the whole thing. But go follow that on Twitter. And I was looking for my bets today, and I looked, and it's just pretty much NHL and really no college basketball. Maybe there's some good college basketball on tomorrow. I think
the
Tennessee, Kentucky.
I bet on Monmouth tonight.
But there's always nice time to watch the rising, the skills competition, the 3-point. I think I saw Dirk is in the 3-point this year, so I saw he was.
Are you interested at all to see? Like, I know they honorary grade like Dirk and D Wade. I know it's going to be their last one. Do you have any interest in seeing those guys tote out there and try to give it a whirl in their last All-Star game?
I guess because they'll be able to do whatever they want. They'll let them go after the dunks, but not really. I mean, it doesn't really excite me that much to see them out there.
Maddie's got locks coming tomorrow over at the Chalk.
He has been on fire. College picks. I took Minnesota Wild -1.5 tonight, and I took Buffalo -4. Stinkers, like I said, stinkers. Buffalo is 25th in the nation and is the highest ranked team to play tonight.
Yeah,
that's pretty nuts.
It's tough because I think literally, I mean, they know that
AAF action Saturday, Sunday.
Well, I think these college conferences know that they're going to be All-Star Weekend. They're going to have that whole Saturday to themselves. So there's probably 60 games tomorrow. One of those. So
let's move into just some awesome talk real quick. The Hawks. The Hawks are on fire.
Of the Hawks, we have a very special guest coming on the podcast on Monday morning.
We have already recorded the interview. It was he explained the Hawks to, like we said, us typical Chicago fans. Yes. Explained it in a way that we even understood as not really. We don't really watch the Hawks, but we have as of late.
We watch the Hawks.
We're back on the wagon.
Die hard.
We're back on the bandwagon. We're here We're here to go because the Hawks are 2 points out. But the guest is Barstool Chief. It was a great interview. Great guy. Really nice.
And he was really cool. We, as you could maybe tell from the beginning of this show, we had some technical difficulties.
And he understood
the other night, and he was really cool about it. He understands with
because technical difficulties is weird because a chord you change it out, it fixes whatever happened.
Computer issues.
Or like computer issues, we reset the computer and just worked perfectly fine.
So
issues like that are weird.
But it was really cool. We had him on for 20, 25 minutes?
Oh, he was super. Yeah, we had him on. I mean, we get talked for a while. We just didn't want to take up his whole night. It was after the Hawks game, so it was around 9 o'clock. And he called us the first time, and we had to explain to him that we had the technical difficulties.
Yeah, so
and he was like, "Oh, just call me back whenever I totally understand." And super nice guy. Really knows a lot about the Hawks.
Yeah.
And also we had some Cubs and Bears talk too.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So make sure you check it out Monday morning. I know some of you don't have to work. Some of you do.
I didn't even remember. I forgot it was President's Day.
Shout out to the presidents that were getting the day off of work on Monday.
I don't think I am.
You do not.
But
I do. So
you do. Did you have a day off this last week?
Yeah, I had Tuesday off.
So
ice. There was like a 1/4-inch sheet of ice everywhere.
I know that was. I opened
and then
my
the next
door.
day, I almost couldn't get to work because my doors were frozen.
Opened my
shut.
door and it looked like glass just fell off.
It was kind of cool. Like it was cool living in this
at.
weather. Like I literally was
sad.
scraping and literally it looked like the window pane was falling off. It was pretty. That part was kind of cool, but this weather blows.
But on to the Hawks. They are on a roll right now. They are 2 points out of the last wild card spot. The playoffs are looking like they are a possibility.
Yeah,
they won last night in a game that they went down 2-1. Oh, they went down 2-0.
Well, I thought it was 2-1.
It was 2-1.
I didn't get.
And then you're right. I think they scored first actually, and then they gave up 2 goals. I'm thinking that's wrong. But
yeah, it was 2-2, and then they kind of went off.
then they went on a roll, won 5-2 against the Devils team that you got to beat. You got to beat those. You got to win those games at home. They play tomorrow night at home against the Blue Jackets.
That'll be a tough
The
one.
Blackhawks are 24, 25-9. A lot of those overtime games at the beginning of the season would have been nice to get W's out of those.
Yeah.
But and also the middle, like not the middle, it was really, was it 10 games in? Coach Q got fired somewhere around there.
10 or 12.
And they have really turned it around. It's fun to watch these guys. You can just see Patrick Kane is on a roll. Tays on a roll. DeBrincat on a roll. The defense could always use some work.
And today,
But,
Corey Crawford fully participated in practice.
Cam Ward, I got to give it to Cam
5
Ward
in a
last night.
row.
That first period, he was getting shots on goal. And he held his own back there. That defense was not helping him out at all
Shocker.
in the first period. But I'm really excited to see Crawford come back, take over the starting spot, and then maybe Cam Ward be there, and then move down Delia. And because we signed him to it's a contract of $1 million, so he'll be down. And he'll get to play every day.
Policy for Corey Crawford, because Corey Crawford's not going to play forever. He's been around for about 10 years now, and for a guy that's experienced the concussions the way he has, I mean, it's a good insurance policy. Because Cam Ward's also getting up there in age, so it's Delia's shown that
Cam Ward. Is that what you said? Five straight wins. That's what Igor was saying.
I know, that's where I stole the information from.
I just saw that, so. You fooled me. You fooled me. But it's exciting to watch the Hawks right now because Cubs are coming back, but they really won't be competitive baseball for about a month or so.
1st, yeah.
So until then, we get to watch the Hawks. Even a little bit once the season gets going, we'll still have the Hawks, Cubs, Sox. Hopefully the end of the tank for the Bulls. So it'll be a nice little next few months for Chicago sports.
100%.
I'm excited to see what the Blackhawks can do because, like you said, when the Blackhawks are good, the United Center's popping. Yeah, it's fun to be there. The Hawks fans really get going when they're on a roll, and it would just be fun to have some Hawks playoff hockey. Playoff hockey in general is just fun.
Exactly. I was out in Vegas a couple years ago, and the Blackhawks weren't even in the race anymore. They had gotten eliminated by the Predators, and it was fun just to sit at the sportsbook and watch like real good, contentious hockey. And I think even having that back in the United Center, if they can finish this run out, and but you have to check out the interview on Monday because we went in depth on what the Blackhawks need to do in order to get to those playoffs, and the biggest question marks going there, and how this new coaching staff is adapted to the way the season's gone and the changes that they've made. And it's just some really cool in-depth hockey stuff from our guy Chief. So
yeah, he really
that guy knows so much. That guy has forgotten more about hockey than we know.
Yeah, and it was just awesome to talk to him. Like you said, so down to earth, nice guy to us.
Super
and
nice guy.
It was 9:00 at night, and he called us up and had a conversation with us for 30 minutes about the Hawks. Right after he had to tweet about the game, talk about the game, and he still wanted to talk with us. So again, shout out to Barstool Chief, super nice guy. But let's get into what you got in your shirt. You got a new jersey over here. You got the Sammy Sosa.
Oh, look at that bad boy.
And bring him back. We want to see him at Wrigley Field this year. Maybe he'll throw out a first pitch at a World Series game or something.
I'm going to go ahead and say I doubt it.
I know. But it's really exciting to see spring training get going. Pretty much, I think every team's reported pitchers and catchers as of right now. Just those Javi Baez swinging today. Javi Baez.
Beautiful.
It says that Javi Baez can sometimes hit left-handed, can also throw and catch with both hands. What? He can just throw and catch. He's just everywhere.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. He has so much talent. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And guess what? He wasn't even. What was he number? He wasn't even in the top catchers in shortstops this year.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable.
Because he played more at second base.
Yeah, but it's even as much as he played at second base, he went over to shortstop. He should still be in the talk because
I agree.
He is one of the best athletes I think I've ever seen, just in general.
Right.
I mean, just things he does. I was watching a video today of his tags.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I still love the one where he's got the tag down and he's pointing at the catcher. That was pretty sick.
Unbelievable. But I'm excited to see what Wilson Contreras can do. moving forward because he kind of had like a little bit of a stinker at the end of the year.
He's also, I think, with like, and like, you know this, I'm big into history and politics and government and all that stuff. But like, there's so much going on in the country of Venezuela right now that and has been going on for, a long time. I think some of that, at the end of the day, he still has family there. I think he's kind of worked his way past because the initial shock, you could tell last year when he was wearing the arm sleeve. You
gotta let him bring it back.
Exactly.
MLB, that's so stupid that you wouldn't allow him to wear it.
There's some stuff going on outside, and I know he's a professional athlete, and you want to say you got to let that stuff go.
A lot going on in the country.
His country is going through some issues right now. And yes, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, you can say it as much as you want, like you're not thinking about it, but you're thinking about your family all the time. So, but I think he's worked his way and he knows, kind of how to deal with that stuff a little bit better. He's kind of matured a little bit.
And we'll have the 1-2 punch of him and Victor Caratini this year.
Yep.
A full season of it. I'm very excited about that. Who else are you excited to see this year with the Cubs? I'm very excited to see what Yu Darvish can do because I've already said the
100%.
fuck you tour.
Yep.
Who would be your most excited to see have a comeback this year?
It's got to be Chris Bryant.
It's got to be Chris Bryant.
It's
I was
got
hoping
to
you'd
be
say that
because with the shoulder, I mean, you could tell from basically the beginning of August up and through the end of the wild card game that he just was not right. And he even said, I mean, basically they were worried. There was speculation that he was going to need major surgery for this shoulder.
Not good to hear about, but
he said he's 100%. He can't. His exact words were, "I can't express how good my arm feels." And you think like arm, you think of pitchers, right? You're throwing, but when you're swinging and you're swinging as powerful as Chris Bryant,
he usually has he takes the full swing. Him letting to let go with the one hand this year, or was it?
He doesn't let go he wasn't letting go,
but
he was
at all.
Two-handed.
And he was just doing weird things he had to change his at bats. And
that's a hard thing to do in the middle of a season.
And if you really think that a guy like Chris Bryant, who let me tell you this, Chris Bryant has won MVP at pretty much every level of baseball he's ever played. And you're gonna sit here and think he wasn't like, if you take his stats against most like Major League Baseball players, even when he was hurt, it was still average.
Right.
And he was hurt. Think about, he's gonna have a full season, he's gonna be healthy. He is going to have at least, I think, 35 to 40 home runs, 100 and something, 40, 50 RBIs, maybe 60, maybe 200. I mean, he is going to have a great year because
I agree.
As much as you want to say he's this soft guy and everything, he wants to prove something. And he has something to prove now, and that's why I think it's going to be a crazy season. Anthony Rizzo is going to be unbelievable.
Yep. He got married.
Yeah, they get married. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Who else are you excited about? Schwarber?
Igor mentioned Schwarber and Ian Happ. Those are guys that are either
Ian Happ needs to step it up a little bit.
Both of them, though, they either need to take that step up or it's time to maybe look somewhere in a different direction.
And I'm afraid if it is time to go in a different direction, you're not going to get the trade value.
Yeah, but that's the risk you take.
The risk you got to take with you got enough guys in the organization.
You want to know who won? I don't know if you'll have thought Cole Hamels.
Yeah,
because yes, he had a great end of the season once the Cubs brought him on, but can that continue into a new season? Because like Cole Hamels is a damn good pitcher. There's a reason that the Rangers traded him to the Cubs for nothing. He was terrible in Texas last. Now, granted, Texas was a dog shit baseball team, but there was a reason that he got traded for some, rookie ball first baseman.
And for that, I would say maybe knowing he's going to be on a playoff contending team and a team that he's wanted to play with, he's had an offseason to work even harder.
Yeah.
So it could go either way. And I'm excited for just to see the everyday Cubs rotation.
Yeah, 100%.
We didn't have Yu Darvish for pretty much any of the season. That was, I think he had 10, 15,
maybe 12, I want to say.
12 starts. It's just not much to see. He was not healthy at any point.
Yeah.
He's definitely healthy now. And I like what Igor said they have 4 of the top 100 baseball players, and they are projected by, I don't even know what the.
Yeah, Pacoda said 80 and 82.
And
Who
last
is
in the division,
running those simulations?
And I get it. The division's going to be way better than it was last year. They got.
Okay, and I get that Milwaukee has added Yasmani Grandal.
The Pirates better than the Cubs?
So everybody's like, well, everyone in the division got better. Okay, Yasmani Grandal signed with the Brewers. Other than that, who really have the Brewers picked up? Like, did they get that much better that they're like untouchable now? No.
And I get it. They got one superstar.
Yeah, Christian Yelich.
And maybe he
But
will
also,
but I don't
I'm
think
not
he
even
is going to be
convinced,
in that direction. Like I'm not even
I'll say
I don't know if he's going
fine.
to be.
I will say it. Christian Yelich last year was a very, very strange year. That was him fading away from the median. That was a career year for Christian Yelich. I will put down money right now that Christian Yelich does not put up the numbers he did last year. That is called, fluctuating away from the average, and that's what he did last year. He's a good baseball player, don't get me wrong, but he will not put up the numbers that he did.
No,
especially he came to a new division. Teams that only had seen him, 7 times a year are now seeing him 18 times a year. So they might not have as much experience. I know that baseball scouts the shit out of everybody, but at the same time, it was kind of like some of the Jason Hayward years. Jason Hayward's really down year. Everyone is going to fluctuate. I think Jason Hayward's first year with the Cubs is as far down from his median, and I think last year from Yelich is as far up from his median. He's a good baseball player, but don't tell me, I've heard, some people say, well, if he puts these numbers up for the rest of his career, he's in the Hall of Fame. Well, yeah, no shit, because he had a year that, he's never, ever had.
No, and he had a great year, but can you repeat it?
Exactly. And he's been around a couple. I think this is, I don't know exactly how long Christian Yelich has been in the major leagues, but he's not a third-year guy. He's been around. He's probably in his, upper 20s. So, yeah, he's good. I'm not saying that Christian Yelich, and he had an amazing year, but the odds of Christian Yelich being able to continue at that pace, I just don't see. It just doesn't happen in baseball. People are going to figure out how to pitch to him. People are going to figure out, different ways to get him out. It's the same way. I mean,
it's laughable. The prediction's laughable.
Yeah, I don't think that Yasmani Grandal makes them a 100-win team anymore.
And then with the Sox, they got Dylan Cease looking good on the mound. Michael Kopech already throwing, but they've already said he's going to be out, so they're going to have to keep him.
What do you think? Did you happen to see the Pacoda projection on the White Sox?
I think it was like 7. Was it somewhere in maybe 70s?
We've been talking about this. What are some things that you think the Sox need to look for?
Eloy after the first, I think it was like 12 games. That'll be cool. He'll be coming back. He'll not come back. He'll have his first game at the G spot at some point. He'll be fun for them. Maybe they'll break. Dylan Cease is not. He's still in the minors, not right?
Yes.
So maybe he'll come up at some point. They'll have exciting bringing up players, but if you really want to have a season, you got to sign Machado. And I want to go on a little bit of a tangent with the whole free agency is getting so out of control. It's so stupid. The way that they are doing this is awful. At least make spring training the cap. Going in to spring training where 2 of your best players.
70 was the exact amount of wins for the White Sox.
Wouldn't mind.
But if they get Manny Machado, that number's going.
But with the whole thing, it's just, why are they not signed yet? Why is there not a deadline? It's just stupid. I think it's awful for the sport that you are going into spring training and 2 of your top players in the league haven't even signed yet. So I think that's just
here's what it's a tease. It's a huge tease because you want to know what my honest projection is, and this is probably
it's also frustrating too for teams that want them.
Exactly, because you're wanting to get into camp and play, get into the locker room. Here's what I think will happen. I think Manny Machado will sign with the White Sox. And I actually don't mind that. I've said that many times. My honest prediction for Bryce Harper's going to sign a 1-year deal for $27 to $30 million with the Nationals. And this is all going to be a giant tease that he's had all these offers.
That'd be crazy.
And I'm more confident that Bryce Harper will be a National than I am that Manny Machado will be a White Sox and I am fairly confident that Manny Machado is signing with the White Sox.
We'll see.
I hate this. This is stupid.
I don't know what the odds are of him going to the Nationals. They cannot be good.
Because if he's get this late in the game and he can sign a 1-year deal for $27 million, whatever it's going to be, he's going to go back to Washington.
Big Cat said it today. 1 year, $50 million on the table for you right now, Bryce.
Yeah. But it's annoying.
But they're not going to get what they want, and they're ruining it for other players.
And you're also seeing other free agents. We went through some of the free agent list.
Yeah,
there's some other guys.
I think it's looking good for the Cubs too, with the Maybe Chris Bryant will look at this and say he wants to get attached to a contract where he knows the money is going to be there.
There has to be a hard deadline put. This is getting out of hand.
It's ridiculous.
And if it
for a sport
ends up
that everyone says is getting boring,
it's you're
not
proving it right
case.
now. Yeah, exactly.
Because like you said, with the NBA, I don't know when is the free agency deadline for NBA?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either, but it seems like most players sign right
September
at that midnight.
1st, yeah.
So like I don't get why there are now 100 and what did we figure out last show?
It's probably been 100. It's been over 110 days
of no baseball, and you have no team, and you're just sitting there. I get you're working out. I'm not worried about what you're doing away from the field, but it's just stupid that we have these players who were going into the offseason, these big time guys, and now we are going into the regular season, and they still haven't been signed yet.
Right.
It's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But Sox,
what do you think?
Be exciting for them.
Do you think 70 is a number that the Sox can achieve? I think the Sox are going to be over 70 wins.
I would take 70 if just the fact that I think Machado will be there. So with Machado, I think they're over 70 wins.
If you can get the White Sox at 70 wins on any website right now, I'd take the over. Because I think, like I said,
if they don't get Machado, honestly, I don't think they're going to get 70.
I bet they still do.
They'll be close. But
that
Machado,
division is
you gotta bet on them. You gotta bank on Machado going.
Dude, but I don't even know without Machado. That division is trash.
But without him, it's going to be tough.
Think about it, though. 10 days in, they bring up Eloy. They bring up Cease. They maybe bring up some other arms. 70 is when you have the Royals looking the way they do.
I'm just saying without him, your odds go down.
Detroit, Detroit is unbearable.
But baseball, any teams can get hot. So who knows? I'm not saying it's
Minnesota's
even
the second best team in that division, and they suck too.
Yeah, but some of those teams have made some changes. But I'm just saying, without Machado, it definitely you'd rather have Machado. But without him, I still don't. Who knows? Maybe Eloy comes up. Who knows if it gets going?
I think either way, I think I would take 70 over 70.
I don't want to bet on the Sox, so I probably won't do it. But if I can find the Cubs odds at 80 wins, I'm going to
hammer the over. Hammer. The fact that they think the Cubs are going to finish. And I saw an article today. I don't remember exactly which publication put it out, but it was, did the Cubs window for a dynasty close already? And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Like, enough of this.
Stupid.
They went to the playoffs the year after. They went to the NLCS. They had a rough year last year. They still ended up in the playoffs. A rough year, a real bad year, a dynasty closing year is like a 68, 70 win season after you go to the playoffs. Shut the hell up. I'm tired of that.
My dad asked me a question the other day. Would you trade Theo for any player?
No.
I said there's one player, Mike Trout. I would trade Mike Trout because, I know a lot of people don't really watch the Angels a lot, but he may go down as the greatest all-around baseball player of all time.
He's, in my mind, still has a long way to go.
But I'm just saying.
He is damn good.
He's on pace. And I'm just saying I would give up I would say he was the only guy that would be like untouched. But with Theo if you're going to do that, I would have to get long-term
thank you, Pigoy. The hell up for if that's a down year, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Kiss Cubs dynasty. I'm sorry. Mike Trout. Theo.
With Theo, I would have to get like a long-term contract from him because I feel like Theo might be a guy that he loves the Cubs. We love him, but guess what? He likes situations where you got to rebuild. Yeah. In the next few years, if the Cubs start going, who knows where his mind is right now? So I do like the question. It's kind of a funny question, but I do get it
because technically, you can trade whatever. You can trade managers.
Yeah.
The Cubs will be fine. I think both the Cubs and the Sox overs are going to hit this year. I'm excited, and I know you don't like the Sox and you get triggered by White Sox fans. I want the Sox to be good. I want to see Manny Machado there. I want to see the TCF boys go into a cheap day. Maybe we could do that. Go to the Sox game at noon, and if the Cubs got a night game, we could. We might not make it to the Cubs game if that's the case.
It's just
us in Chicago day drinking. That can't go well.
No, and then we'll have maybe some guys from the Loop there.
Yeah, that can't finish well.
But let's get into the end of the show.
Okay.
Because if you don't know, you don't know. But Z Lil's got a little bit of a tooth problem. So
I keep forgetting about that. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm
The
a little
Wisdom Teeth
long-winded
might be
here.
coming out soon, so we'll be seeing what goes on with that. But I'm not excited. I'm not looking
I'm on a
forward.
heater tonight, so
I am not excited about the Wisdom Teeth getting taken out. I'm actually
you think?
very nervous about
you
it.
think?
I'm getting all 4 out, I think, but it's just
Here.
pain.
I'll take them all.
My dad said that to me today. I'll give you some tooth pain. But yeah, Sox Cubs. I take over on both.
Yep.
If I could get it right now.
Hammer the overs.
But I don't know how that works. If that's because I don't think what is it, the Pacoda? I don't think that's like you're like going to be on all books. That's not Vegas, but it's going to be fun. But we got another month of spring training games and everything to be talking about both teams. So we'll be getting both. We'll be getting into some Cubs.
My
Sox
bookie
talk
does
more.
not have season totals posted.
Not yet.
Nope.
But we will move into. We're going to do TCF top 5 movies of all
our
time.
all-time favorite movies.
Because
and like in the future though,
this weather's stupid. You want to stay and watch movies.
We'll kind of like narrow some things out. So we'll do like the top 5 comedies, and like we've done TV shows, and we'll do like top 5 animated shows or top 5.
Do you want to do that right now, or do you just want to do?
No, we're doing movies now. We got to start off broad so that
Okay.
we can narrow down.
We'll just do this because this is.
All right, here we go.
Oh, but we did forget to say. You could tell already. Got a new camera.
Oh, I already mentioned it when you were fixing the microphone.
Oh, okay. We got a new camera. It looks beautiful. We look beautiful. So
You can see how ugly we are now.
here we go.
Ready? Damn it!
That was the easiest thing I've ever done.
What is the?
My favorite movie of all time.
I know this is like actually.
This
more
is tough because there's so many movies. Number one movie of all. Wow, we didn't really think about this very much. I was trying to think of a movie I've watched. That I would. There's so many movies nowadays.
Yeah.
Number one. You know what? It's just going to be like I've always watched it. It's always been a favorite of mine. I wouldn't say it's number one, but you ever seen the movie 61?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
About Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle. I used to watch it when I was maybe too young to watch that.
And
but
I remember
I would maybe it's a strong one, but it's one of my favorites I've watched for a long time.
It's tough. My number one of all time, being the history dork I am, is going to be Forrest Gump.
Ooh.
I love that movie. I've always loved that. It's a movie I remember watching at my grandma's house when I was little, and always been kind of into the history stuff. So Forrest Gump is my number one. My number two, I got to take my favorite comedy of all time. This is probably way too high for number two, but it's going to be Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, yeah. So that makes my number one feel good.
Yeah, okay. Like 8 people have seen 61.
But no, I'm just saying.
It's a great
movie. I get it.
But it's a strong one.
It's a strong. Well, I think like what I always say with.
Hey, we got Pat Becker on here. What's up, Pat?
What we say with all these picks, though, is it's ours.
Exactly.
Like we get it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But it's our picks, so we're going to own everything we do.
This is not good. I think I still owe Pat $70. I don't need him following me on here on Facebook.
You are getting followed by.
I know, Pat.
That's kind of funny,
that, buddy. I'll see you soon.
My number two. Ooh, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, good.
I love that movie.
I thought we said we weren't going to do sports movies.
No, well,
Yeah,
if we're gonna do all-time movies,
I'm just busting your balls.
I was gonna say if you say that, I might come over there and attack
I'd let you bring it. I'll knock them wisdom teeth out.
That'd be kind of fun.
That
Fight
would
on
be,
air.
Yeah, that would be great.
But yeah. So what did I just say? Rookie of the Year. You got me all flustered now. Number 3 would have to be. I know my tooth. It freaking hurts. Number 3. I'm a big time fan of. I'm trying to think if I'm going to go scary comedy.
I know this is tough when you go all over the board.
Wow, there's so many movies.
There's a good suggestion.
Ooh, number 3. I've always liked this movie. Catch Me If You Can.
Oh,
with
Leo and Tom Hanks.
That movie is so exciting. The way, and then at the I'm not going to ruin the movie. No
That's
spoilers, sir.
Screw that. That movie's been out for like 20 years.
Okay, at the end when he just becomes like a mole for him and he helps him with. I mean, he was a genius at like the way the checks.
And that was
went,
like loosely
and then he
based
was
on
like
a true story.
A pilot, and he was like faking. It's crazy. He could fake everything that he did.
That was loosely based on a true story, was it not?
Yeah, I think it was. I think the guy was a real person.
Yeah. Good suggestion by Pat on the
Tiny
comment
boy.
line. That's a good one. With my number 3, I'm going to go with a little bit more of a lower key movie that maybe not a lot of people have seen, but it is one of my all-time favorites. Matt is going to kill me for this. Matt, I've never seen The Departed. It is on my DVR right now. I'm going to go with the movie Blood Diamond.
Ooh.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Daimon Hansu. He plays basically a guy who traffics illegal diamonds in and out of Africa and all of this stuff. And it's also loosely based on a true story, but a super cool movie. Loved it. Very action filled. These guys go in. I'm not going to spoil it because you need to go watch this. Blood Diamond. I believe it's on Netflix. Go watch it if you haven't yet. It is amazing. One of my all-time favorites.
Really?
I think. Do I get 2 here?
Yeah. Because you end it, right?
No. Have I given 4? No, I've only given 3.
Oh, yeah. So then.
And we're all screwed up.
Yeah.
Because I think I only gave.
Well, I've given 4. No, 3.
I don't remember what I said. I had Forrest Gump, Dumb and Dumber, Blood Diamond.
Yeah. So then you go 4, and I think I don't go last 2,
Yeah.
and then you go 1.
Yeah, sure.
Who knows?
All right, my 4. Yeah, we got this all screwed up. Thank you, Matt. It's a great. The Departed. He's talking about. I've heard amazing things. It's one of those movies I've had on the DVR. I need to watch it. I know I need to watch it. Man, I should probably pull up my I'm one of those guys that rates movies on IMDb because I'm kind of a jag.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So can I go with mine?
Go ahead.
My number 4 would have to be.
Oh man, I've got so many good ones here.
There's so many movies.
I know. We could literally do like a top 50.
It's a movie that I think is a good movie. Dang. There's so many freaking movies.
I've got like 20 just sitting right here. CHUD. Great cult horror flick.
That's Ego. Come on.
What is CHUD?
I don't need any
Cud?
cult horror. What?
Cud?
I don't need any cult horror flicks in my life.
Hoosiers is a good movie.
Ooh, The Rookie.
Yeah.
That's Jim
good.
Morrison.
Yeah. It's a decent movie.
Thanks for the.
You are all sports here. You just don't watch any movies that aren't sports, or do you? And there's nothing wrong with it. All right. My 4th pick. No. Have I given 4? No. How many have I given?
You're giving 3.
Okay. My 4th pick, I am going to go another movie that I'm going for movies that aren't like, obviously like Shawshank is a classic, right? I'm going to go with No Country for Old Men with, oh my God, I can't remember exactly who's in that. Tommy Lee Jones, obviously, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin. I love that movie.
Your phone.
Fantastic movie. It's again, it's one of those that it's just very well directed, very well shot. There's just parts of it that are just there is action in some of it, but there's also like lack of action that leads up to it. It's an awesome movie. No Country for Old Men.
Give me your 5th one.
All right, my 5th one. Since I dropped my phone, I'm kind of ad-libbing here.
It's not easy.
I'm gonna have to go with my favorite sports movie of all time, and that's Hoosiers.
Ooh,
I know Igor said it, but I was going to go with my favorite sports movie, and my favorite, no matter what sport it is, my favorite sports movie. It's one of those movies I think I watched when I was like 3 years old, and I have it on the DVR. I have it everywhere. I've got to go Hoosiers with my number 5.
I'm gonna go number 5. Step Brothers. I love Step Brothers.
Classic.
So funny. When it came out to the age I was to be watching it was not very appropriate probably, but it was so funny.
It is a good movie.
It's the best movie they will ever do together.
And it's also another movie that like it has
better
rewatchability. Like you can rewatch it and find something funny. I've watched it like 10 times and I continue to find something funny the next time I watch it.
What's good for shoulder pain? If you lick my butthole. That's like the funniest line I've ever heard.
I just laugh now. That movie came out like 12 years ago.
It's so funny. But thank you for joining us tonight on Friday night with TCF. Again,
shirts are on sale. Hit us in the DMs.
Or text us if you know us. Let us know what
$15 is it.
We got 6 mediums, 6 larges, 6 extra larges, and 6 2Xs. If you want a bigger one or a smaller one, let us know. We are going to be doing more a bigger amount once we figure out if people actually want to buy them. So we're going to be doing
people all the social media too.
Oh yeah, we got you can follow
So
me
they know where
at
to DM us.
Z Lilia TCF. You can follow me on there. You can DM me on there. You can DM at typical_Chicago. You can DM the loop_sports if you want to. You can message us on Facebook at the Typical Chicago Fans, or if on Instagram on DM at Typical Chicago Fans. That's about it.
And like I said, today is officially starting our free shirt giveaway. And like I said, they're only $15, so it's really not that much. And we'll find a way to get in touch with you.
So get some stickers.
Yeah, we'll get you taken care of. And it's just $15, guys. You're helping out a local business, just a couple guys doing what we like. $15. But also, like I said, we will be giving away a free shirt. All you have to do is either subscribe on Apple Podcasts. You have to subscribe, rate, and review. Go to Spotify. Follow us there. Or go to YouTube. Give a little subscribe right there. And you got a screenshot on your phone that you subscribe or you follow us on whatever.
And you got to leave a review because we will be judging the reviews,
yes,
too.
And we will probably give out one random drawing, and we will also give out a shirt for a random best review on Apple Podcasts. But we don't have a set date to when this is going to end. We're going to give it a little bit of time, let people gather some entries up. So make sure you do that. We are on YouTube. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans. Same with Apple Podcasts. Same with Spotify. We're really easy to find.
We can get this shit moving. We're going to get some merch going.
Yes.
We're excited to get some sweatshirts, hopefully, some long sleeves, anything you guys want. But this really here is just a test of, do people really want to buy it? That's really, I mean, in our heads, we understand, like, we got some shirts, people like it. But if you really we look back at it, we're like, hopefully people want to buy this. And we know there is a market for it, and we're very excited to finally – we got these in literally at the beginning of the show. Yeah. I saw these for the first time. We're very excited. It's very big for us because we like selling our logo on there. Maybe we'll get some shirts with the new logos.
And if you ever see us at a bar and you're wearing this, we'll probably buy you a drink.
We'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you a shot. Buy you some Jaeger bombs, whatever you want. If I see you wearing the shirt out, like you said, well, I'll buy you a beer, shot, whatever
I will
you want.
absolutely buy you a drink.
But, again, thank you for joining us tonight. Again, podcast coming out Monday morning with Barstool Chief. He writes for Barstool Chicago. He's on Redline Radio, which is through Chicago. He works for Barstool Chicago. Everyone kind of knows him probably through Twitter and the videos they do, the podcasts they do. Great job. Great dude. Very nice to us, even though he didn't need to be.
Yeah,
we're just some two random-ass dudes talking to him on a Tuesday night after the Blackhawks game, and he couldn't have been any nicer to us.
And shout out to our sponsors, SeatGeek. Make sure you go to SeatGeek if you're looking to go to a Bulls or a Blackhawks game or Cubs or Sox games coming up here soon. Go ahead and go to SeatGeek.
I know those Sox tickets. I mean, you can almost probably buy them with $20.
If you go and use the code TheLoopSports,
I don't mean to be rude.
They will give you a $20 off of your first purchase. Like we were talking about earlier, Monkey Knife Fight. Use the code Loop. They're going to match your deposit. And also our friends over at 26shirts.com. Make sure you go to the Chicago tab and buy a shirt and help out a good cause.
We hope you all have a very nice weekend.
Peace.